I'm Caroline Dixon, and I'm presenting on an introduction to couples counselling. So this presentation is for therapists and counsellors who are new to the idea of couples counselling and want to embark on a new way of working with couples. And it is also for those practitioners who've already been working with couples and find the work very challenging. And hopefully this will provide some information to make the journey of couples counselling somewhat more enjoyable. And for me, certainly, it has been extremely exciting. I love working with couples, and that is a big shift for me. I initially found it very, very difficult. I found it extremely challenging, having two people in the room all of a sudden and having to deal with their conflict. And as time has gone by and I've found ways of working with couples, I find it very enriching, and they inspire me in their courage and the way they are. Many couples are so willing to do the work in order to have the kind of relationship that they long for. And so I hope that this presentation will give you some ideas and a framework within which to work so that you feel more competent and therefore can enjoy your work a little bit more. So the aims and objectives that I'm going to cover in this presentation include some of the theories and practices of couples counselling, and I will have a broad definition as well as look at some of the different aspects of couples counselling that make it unique as opposed to individual therapy. And we will look at a couple of different models, and then I will focus on one particular model that I find most helpful, and I will provide you with a map of session by session of what you can take out of it what might work for you. Just some assumptions that I'm making, and first of all, not really an assumption, but I'm going to be using certain terminology interchangeably. So I'm going to be using couples counsellor, couples therapist. I'm going to be using dyads as a definition of couples, and a dyad is any form of couple, whether they are in a long-term committed relationship or married, or even siblings or parent and a child, or possibly even work colleagues. So a couple really constitutes any two people that are in a relationship together. And the important thing is that the relationship is purposeful, that it has a purpose, even if there are different levels of commitment. So invariably, certainly with couples that have been in long-term committed relationships, one would assume there's a level of commitment there. Sometimes one is more committed than the other. In other situations, couples come where they're not certain whether they actually want to make a commitment to the relationship long-term. And work colleagues, that may be the situation very much. They may not end up being in that work relationship for very long. So I rather look at it from the perspective of what is the purpose, and does this relationship have a purpose, and is there enough common purpose for both individuals to invest in this journey with one another.